Hey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Ian, aka Boom Boom Tisk. If you guys follow me on the Instagram, I drive a 98 EK Civic, and it's got some basic stuff set up on it for autocross and just for daily driving, travel, and whatnot. But what we got here today is a couple of cool things. Tomorrow, I got an autocross event that I signed up for. It's been a couple of years since I've been consistent racing out there, so we're gonna try to do it right this time. We're gonna try to come prepared. Yeah, that's what this is all for. So we're gonna walk you through what I have here, kind of get a little idea of what we're working with, and also play around with it today before the big day tomorrow. So yeah, here's what we have here today. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items to check out. Starting with this one right here at the very top. You got this tire pressure gauge by Longacre. We have this right here is called a Pyrometer. What this does is it's going to check your tire temps. It's got a probe style, so it's a little bit more easy to use. And it's got this pretty sweet case that they include with there as well. This right here, it's a jumper box, but it also has a air compressor, as well as a power outlet on it. This right here is a multi-purpose sprayer, Home Depot special, gallon size. We're gonna go ahead and talk about what this is for in a bit. And last but not least, what we have here is something really fun. Oh yeah, we'll check that out at the very end. All right, we're gonna start with number one, this right here. Okay, Longacre. Go ahead and get this box open. Brand new in box. So I'm gonna try to make a fool out of myself opening this too. All right. Let's see here. Got some stuff packaged in some styrofoam. I'm gonna set that down right there for a quick second before I drop everything on the floor. What does that say there? It says before use loosen top of gauge. So we'll go ahead. We're gonna probably have to take this outside, test it out anyways. But let's see here. Looks like they gave us another fitting, probably for different valve stems. 0 to 45 psi in half-pound increments. So kind of about what you would want as far as accuracy goes. What does that say? Glow in the dark dial face. That's kind of cool. So set this down. Oh, you know how that goes. You don't want to lose those. Well, it's already got this nice nozzle on there, of course. Good length. Relief button. And then this is the, it says loosen knob on top of gauge 1/4 turn. So what does that look like right there? Ooh,
there it
is. A little bit of relief, yeah. So we did that, right? We did step one. You might be wondering why it's liquid filled. Basically how they broke it down to me was that kind of better for accuracy as far as if you're using it at different altitudes. So just trying to think a little long term here, if I decide to get more into more autocross events, if I start traveling or even doing road race events, or we're going up different tracks, you know, different elevations and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of why I went with this route. It was a little bit more. And plus, I went with I didn't go digital. I was thinking about it at first, but I figured this is just one less thing that would have needed a battery. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna set this down over here, move on to the next thing. All right, for part number 2, we have right here our pyrometer. So we are going to open this up, see how this looks. And of course, brought out my trusty little pocket knife blade. Shout out to Moon Eyes. It's bad news, every time I go to that store, I always walk out with like half the stuff in the store. So we're gonna cut this, hopefully the box, not myself. All right. brand new in box. And we got, of course, included battery, Toshiba. And we got the Prong. I like how they gave us this nice protective cover. Step one. That looks like a TV remote. But positive, negative. All right. Slide that on there. Voila. Power on. Digital reading makes it easier. Don't have to think too hard to read it, hopefully. We have two options here, Celsius, Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit because America. And it's got some other functions on here, as you can see. We got max, min, hold. I don't even know what that is yet, but we are going to learn. So this is actually my first time using one of these. It's going to be a learning process for myself. Well, we have our prong right here that we're going to set up, plug it on in, positive, negative. And our digital reader is giving us a reading. So we got 72 degrees Fahrenheit, which sounds like it's about room temperature. So looks like it's doing its job so far. We're going to go ahead and take this off. Pop. And this right here is the Prong style pyrometer. They have other options too as far as pyrometers goes, like there's laser ones. Kind of looks like a trigger. But the benefit with going with the Prong style is that you could actually get a more accurate reading under the surface of the tire. So whereas the laser will get infrared of the surface of the tire, this right here you can kind of stick a little bit more into the tread more. So I wanted to get something obviously more accurate is better without spending like $300 on something either. So that's why we went with this one. And of course, favorite part, always loving shiny things, you know. So we got this case right here to protect our investments. And good news for us is it looks like they gave us some instructions, some tips on how to take care of it. So we're going to go ahead and look into that, play around with this a little bit more later. And yeah, should be fun. All right, coffee. Next up, we got this right here. We're going to use it as a water sprayer to cool down the tires in between runs. If you've ever been out to an autocross event yourself, you'll see a bunch of guys line up on the grill with these. This one's just a Home Depot brand, nothing too fancy, gallon size. You might not even have to fill it up all the way to a gallon. This style in particular seems to be pretty popular with the autocross guys, probably because it's easier to walk around the car with it. We'll find out. All right. Well, that looks like one piece of the puzzle. We have, looks like part of the nozzle here. Again, instructions. Instructions are always good. There's two kinds of people in life. People that read instructions and people that don't. They want me to put what? What? Using my what?
Koei!
This is our tank. And right there. Turn to release. So far so good. And an empty box. And after reading the instructions, we have ourselves a sprayer all put together in its glory. Oops. So far so good, right? Looks good to me. Got a couple different adjustments on there. Everything's threaded on and in place. There you go. And this is pretty cool too, I just noticed here. Also here included, they gave us a little spot for the knob, so you can walk around holding it without the pump extending on you. And pop seal it like that. Not bad. All right, and our pile is getting smaller over here, so we're trickling down to some of the last few things. This right here is our portable power by Schumacher. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a jumper box and as well as an air compressor. Dropping the tire pressures down helps with managing your grip. So after the tires start warming up in a few rounds, your tire pressure tends to shoot up to like maybe like 4 or 5 more psi. It totally changes how the car drives. So that's actually what we're doing with all this stuff, of course, is to manage the tires. But afterwards, before we drive home, we're going to want to air those tires back up, so that's what this is for. Since the last few days, it's been charged fully. 72 hours to fully charge, so I had it plugged in for like 3 days straight. So far, it's actually been good. It's been used once. I had a coworker that needed a jump, and he's got a Jeep, so we were able to get him going with this thing. It's got this work light on there. Take a look at it. Boom, boom. Also, it gives us an idea as far as levels go. Take a look at some of the other functions. To use the jumper box side of it, you flip this on and you hook it up to the battery of whatever you're trying to jump start. Positive, negative, of course. And you give it about a couple seconds, let the guy crank, and it should fire up as long as it's something that is around 750 peak amps for cold cranking. It'll help you out. But the side that we're going to be using here is this air compressor. And it's got our nozzle, and in this little bag right here, it's also got other fittings. But we're going to go ahead and get this out of the way here. That sounds pretty good. Hold on, one more time. Alright. Yeah, this right here has got fittings for if you're trying to air up a basketball or other things like that. But we're not going to need all that, hopefully. Not yet, at least. Another cool thing about this has a 12-volt plug right here for, looks like it'd be like a cigarette lighter. So this also could act as a power supply for portable power. For a good amount of time, you can use it if you have like 12-volt accessories that normally would plug into your cigarette lighter. You hook it up into this, so it's good for. I also picked it up because if I'm planning to do a lot of traveling in the next couple weeks or so, figured I'd take this along with me. Always be prepared. Oh, look at that! That came off. But yeah. And of course, it's the little things in life that count. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's in our mystery bag here. Yeah, some extra nozzles. So for all you guys out there that are balling it up, wouldn't hurt to invest in one for yourselves as well. I myself am not so naturally skilled, so. Gobi? No. Alright, never mind. Last but not least, as I had promised, it's a boy. Of course, if anybody's going to be racing or participating in high performance driving events, this right here, you can get yourself one of these. It's our Hjc Motorsports helmet. It's a full face helmet. Reason why I went with full face, for more protection. You'll see a lot of the autocross events, SCCA, they let you borrow their open-faced helmet, but this right here protects your chin. But this one in particular, you still have some good visibility and some ventilation at the top, and black because it just looks pretty dope. Nice matte finish. This one was a pretty entry price. It wasn't anything crazy. One of the things that you could look into is getting ones that have the Hans device hookups. Those are good for getting more, if you get more serious in racing. Size large because I got a big head. Oh yeah, Snell approved. most of the driving events you'll see, they require something like that, soundproof. Of course, check your rule book. If you're going to do any type of racing, make sure that whatever you're going to purchase is compliant with whatever you're planning on doing. So, I don't know what I'm doing. Allergic to instructions. Bless me. Alright. But really though, when it comes to helmets in particular, you definitely want to know how to use them properly. So if it's your first time trying one out, yeah, either go through, make sure you read those instructions, or have someone who is familiar with using one help you out. So, alright, well, I guess there's one thing left to do with it. Yeah, I suppose we put it on, so let's do it. Yellow strap. Here we go. Going in. What's up? Yo. Looking good. So, feels pretty good. Pretty good visibility in the front. Another thing too, when you're wearing helmets like this, you want to make sure that there's no pressure, different parts of your head. When you're going to purchase one, they'll have you maybe wear it for a couple of minutes, and that way you can see whether or not you start feeling any pressure areas build up on your head, because you don't want that while you're racing. Basically, be as comfortable as you can, and you'll be able to drive longer. Driver fatigue is the thing. These parts right here in the cheek area are a little tight, but these are probably going to break in, because honestly right now I feel like I got grandma grabbing me by the cheek and just going, but it's actually not that bad. But yeah, I'm looking forward to testing this thing out and sweating in my own helmet for once. So sweet. How do I look? Ready. All right, we got through our stuff. Everything's unboxed. Next thing to do is to go out, check it out. All right, so we just took a drive. We took out the hatch. It's 98 Honda Civic CX EK hatch. Got what I like to call the Honda JDM starter kit on it with the front lip. Nice drop. Got clear JDM headlights on it. Folded mirrors. We got SSR Type Fs on there, wrapped on some Toyo R1Rs that we're going to be testing out tomorrow. 205 50 R15s. 200 treadwear rating tire. Also got the EX conversion disc brakes in the front, a little bit bigger. Recaro SPG bucket. Normal Monte Carlo steering wheel. And I'll probably be making another video or so, just talking more about what this car is, what I have done to it, and why. But let's get back to what we're here for. We got our gear out. So far, so good. A nice liquid filled gauge. We're gonna test these out. Let's go ahead and run over here real quick. All right, let's go ahead and give it a shot. We got, looks like somewhere between 33 to 35 PSI. Cool little feature I noticed here is that it'll actually hold the reading on it even after you remove it off the valve stem, so you don't have to really fiddle around with it too much. So that's going to come in handy. I went ahead and tightened the top up here back down. Noticed it was starting to leak a little bit of fluid at the top there, so probably should have done that first. But yeah, so far so good. Push this button right there to relieve it. So we'll give it a go here on the other side too, just so I could get a reference on what PSI is looking on both sides here. Okay. Not too bad. So we're gonna go ahead and keep that in mind. Also, what is next? We're gonna try out the Pyrometer, see what our tire temps are looking like after a little bit of driving or so. We got one side over here that's gonna be in the sun, and then we'll run over to the other side that's not in the sun. So it'll be fun to see what our differences is as far as what's picking up. Probably only gonna do the outside edges, but usually in autocross or something like that, you'd probably want to get more of the actual surface of the tire that's contacting the ground. So let's go ahead and give it a go. Okay, we got 70 degrees. Oh wow, look like 70 degrees out here. Good old Cali weather. Prong. There it is. Let's hold it to the sidewall of the tire. We got 87 degrees. That's the sidewall sitting in the sun. We're gonna run along to the other side here. Running. All right. We are reading 74 degrees. Probably also because I'm holding the prong up right there. Wherever you put that is where the temperature's gonna pick up. So 74 degrees. Hold it up to the sidewall here. So. We're at 78 degrees, about 4 degrees difference from the side that's in the sun. We're also going to go ahead and take a look at these the functions here: max, min, hold, rel. So if we hit max, gives us max temperature that it reached. Min, okay. We want to reset it, hold it down for 3 seconds. You can also hit hold here. It'll give us a static temperature. It's not changing on us. And we would do rel. Temperature difference. Now we're going to go ahead and test out this compressor here, so we can compare with our trusty gauge how trusty this gauge is, as well as the air compressor itself. So let's go drag that on over here. All right, so where are we at right now with this guy? All right, we got, again, still around 33. Let's just leave that as so. Okay, got this fitting out. Tire gauge here. Get that on. Now what do we have? All right, so it looks like with this pressure gauge, I am probably going to want to refer to this one here. It's a little bit easier to read, smaller increments. But if we say I wanted to throw down about, let's see how much PSI it'll pump to get it from one line to the next here. For that number right there, we're gonna go ahead and reset it. Okay, gave us about 1 PSI, and I left it on there for about 5 seconds, so Kind of what you would expect from a small compressor, but hey, what that tells us, it actually pumps air. So I think we're gonna be a-okay. All right, and that's it for today. So we got to get a little shakedown of the stuff that we picked up and unboxed earlier. Everything looks like it's gonna be working pretty well. So looking forward to testing it out tomorrow. See how they do on the grid. See how I do. Always got jitters the day before, so but it'll be fun taking this out. But yeah, thanks for staying tuned. Just want to say shout out to Winding Road Racing for hooking it up with some cool stuff for the helmet. Being really helpful and informative. Just getting me on the right path for racing. Thanks to Mel, aka baaambol, for helping me out with recording the video. Also want to say what's up to Kevin, Timeless Vision, for the shirt, and all the homies. But yeah, so we'll be doing more videos. We'll be having more fun. So yeah, peace. Never mind. All right, dude. Oh, we're gonna. Okay. All right. What's up, guys? So, wow. I'm like pretty nervous, man. Like, this is my first time making these videos. So.
Dude, you get on the mic all the time.
I'm trying to come correct on this YouTube, man. I don't know. I'm trying not to sweat right now. You don't want them to see you sweat.
I know, yeah, true that.
I ain't trying to go out like that, you know what I'm saying? No. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Ian. Damn it.
Another notch or two while I talk with you, show you what you ought to do and what not to do. Bars, I'm a cop a few. I promise I was born to rock it. And when I